Good morning. It is early morning on the, what is this, the 18th, 19th, 19th of Thursday morning, 19th of January 2023. Just getting in gear. Sorry about that. So, on the table this morning, we have something I haven't looked at and I've had for quite a while. We've never looked at before, so I was going through some things and said, hey, we're going to look at this. It's Command Magazine from issue number 12 from 1991, and it has Chaco Chaco War within, and we're going to look at it. Right? Let's here's the removable contents. Let's take them out. Right? Is the what's the okay everything? All right. So right there it is, the Chaco War. Let's look over the magazine real quick, right? And I'll look on the back. Oh wow, that's 91. Yeah, that's about that around that time. That's when Dan Version was doing designs for GMT Games. That's Hornet Leader, and those Leader games at GMT. All right, let's see what we got here. Command Magazine. The Chaco. Chaco is El Chaco or El Gran Chaco or El Chaco Boreal. That's it's a forest in South America. It was disputed land between Bolivia and Paraguay in the 30s, 1930s. So yeah, that's what we're talking about here, and that's what we're going over. There's biggest reason I have it because when anytime they simulate a battle or make a game on a battle in South America, I usually try to pick it up because you don't see. There was a lot of battles down there in a lot of different wars, and but you don't see a lot of it. You just don't, and I don't know if we just don't know that it happened or we don't care because it's a Tabamba. That's him. The commander's call is Tabama's made some good games over the years, but yeah, I don't know. I always try to focus on South America. I try to focus on the war with there was a game. There was a game made out of the Shining Path. The war with the Sendero Luminoso on the Shining Path versus the government. Who, man. Peru's still having problems with terrorists down there. So that's it's always been a thing. Chaco War for the hell of it. That's what they were fighting over, that rainforest, the second biggest rainforest besides the Amazon down there in South America, right? So what's we going to see here? In the 1930s, well, we'll read the first. In the 1930s, the heads of state and people of Europe and the United States were worried about important matters. Yeah, that's true. The Depression was ravaging the economies of the industrialized world. Japan was encroaching on a virtually defenseless China. Hitler and his party of fanatics first gained influence and then complete power in Germany. With all that, few noticed or cared that tens of thousands of Latin Americans were dying in a bitter war in the heart of South America. A lot of stuff's going on in South America. When the United States, was entering World War II, they brokered peace between Peru and Ecuador. Peru and Ecuador they've had several wars. And that was probably the worst one right there. So that peace deal, which gave big parts of Ecuador away, yeah, it is what it is, right? Chaco War, talking about it, but we don't really think about those places. And I love them because I've spent so much time raising a family in South America. Paraguay, boy, it seems like you're almost in Brazil there, but it's completely different in a lot of ways. Paraguay, they speak Guarani. They don't really. They speak Spanish too, but you hear Guarani and you think for some reason you are connecting it to. We think it's or some of us think it sounds like similar to Portuguese, and it's not Portuguese. It's Guarani, and it's a different language. But a lot of them speak Spanish and English too in some places. But yeah, Paraguay's a different place. South America's got several languages. Brazil, you, of course, got Portuguese. You've got Spanish in a lot of the places. But you also have an English-speaking country in Guyana. Yeah, Guyana, I guess is what we call it. You have a Dutch-speaking country in Suriname, and you have a French-speaking country in French Guiana, right? So this looks like okay, we're getting into the setup of the game here. So this is the game. All right, let's look at the game. It's your first war game. Read this box first. Hey, that's kind of cool. They give you that. If it's your first war game, read this box first. Do not try to memorize the rules. That's cool. It's giving you, right, it says introduction. The Chaco War, 1932 to 35, is a simulation of the struggle between Bolivia and Paraguay for the desolate Chaco region in central South America. Yeah. The war, which began as a series of border incidents, ended as one of the sanguinary conflicts ever fought in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, it's crazy to think, right? Game scale. Each hex represents 15 kilometers from side to opposite side. Each game turn represents 1 month in real time. All right, man. It is what it is. And now let's look at the let's look at the turn sequence of play. In general, each game turn is divided into two player turns. Each player turn is subdivided into several phases. Each action taken by a player must be taken in the appropriate phase. Once a player finishes a phase, he may not go back to perform some forgotten action unless his opponent graciously permits it. Yeah, I should go without saying, but people, that's neat. That's kind of in the rules. The complete turn sequence given below in outline form. The rest of the rules of are organized as to explain things in the order they are encountered as you progress through the turn sequence. Weather and truce check, that's cool. Paraguayan player turn, supply phase, new unit phase, movement phase, Bolivian reaction movement, first combat phase, Bolivian reaction combat, second combat phase, construction phase, political phase. Okay, you got a political phase. And then Bolivian player turn, supply phase, new unit phase, movement phase, Paraguayan reaction movement, first combat phase, Paraguayan reaction combat, second combat phase, construction phase, and political phase. And then the victory check at the end. I like these beginner's notes. Ignore all references to weather, rainy season, truces, leaders, supply, and combat supply. That's good. Give you kind of a simplified part of it. No, I want all that in there. All right, so supply example. Hey, the rule book, the rules are look pretty well done. You're up to 15 pages, 16 pages, up to 16 pages of rules. Let's see. Let's look at the map and the counters. Well, let's look at the counters first. So the counters, you know what? I kind of like these counters. Not that they're still half-inch counters, but I can read them. They're the colors that I can read. I have, especially this early in the morning, I have problems regular font, but I can read that. I can read all of those really well and can see them pretty good. So yeah, I think the color does it too. They are double-sided counters. So all right, let's check out the map. How big the map is. Chaco War. Yeah, it's a wars in South America always interest me. A lot of border conflicts, especially like, let's see, here we got Chaco War. Man, map doesn't look like it's ever been unfolded. So to the south you have Argentina. To the east here, or to the west here, you have Bolivia. To the north and to the east, you have Paraguay. Yeah. Very cool. Andes and Bolivia, obviously. Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. It's not a bad map. I can read it. I can look at it. You got a lot of your boxes. You got your turn tracks. Got all that, which I love to have on the map. Bolivian leader, boxes. Yeah, map ain't bad. Map ain't bad at all. Wonder length of play. What do you think? A couple of hours maybe. But that's it. That is Chaco War, and that's the look at Command magazine from 1991. So there it is. Well, I don't know how available it is. I don't even know where I got this one, right? I just did. And so there it is. Everybody have a great day. Get out and play some games. Hope to see y'all soon. Talk at you later. Bye-bye.